Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today I wanted to talk CENAT and just wrapping up a few things for Streamer University, right? So as y'all know, this past weekend, CENAT had his first ever Streamer University set up, and they didn't know the location till last minute, and they were at the University of Akron, right? And so he had some creators that were there, such as DDG, such as India Love, such as Duke Dennis, such as Agent Zero, and they were all supposed to be professors trying to teach upcoming content creators how you could become successful. And I think it was over 1 million applicants and 150 people were selected. They had security, they had bus transportation, they had, they had to stay in the dorms for the weekend and everything else. And so Kai talked about why he didn't want this on Netflix or Tubi or Amazon Prime or whatever else. And apparently he kind of alluded to that there was offers on the table because CENAT, he's got millions of followers. He's got millions of followers. He is in, y'all, why does my dad know who he is? My dad knows who he is, but he's like, listen, I see that commercial all the time. So when I said his name, he knew who I was talking about. So Kai is getting all this exposure. And he said the reason that he didn't want it to go to these other platforms was he felt as though it was no longer going to be his idea. It was no longer going to be original. But when you have it on YouTube, when you have it on Twitch, you're controlling the environment because you're live streaming directly from those platforms, and there's nothing that is being edited out unless you want to edit it out. But it's not a situation where you go to, a major platform like a Netflix, like an Amazon Prime, like some of these other places where they want to give an input. They want to have producers. They want to have people come in and say, oh, I think it would be cool if we do this or we do that. What Kai was trying to do is have everything be original, have everything be off the cuff and everything else. We had a lot of stuff going on. I would say out of the professors that I saw, I thought Agent Zero was really good in terms of really just giving people the game on how to be successful, the work you have to put in, working with brands, and how much hours of content you've got to put in to reach a certain level of revenue. And he had a whole segment in a class about pocket watching and showed the breakdown of DDG's numbers and how DDG made $1 million last month, and kind of just a breakdown overall of his sources of success and revenue coming primarily from Twitch and his YouTube. And so I thought that was educational. I thought that was informative. What I didn't find informative was whatever DDG was trying to do in his classes, right? Where he's up here saying, pop quiz, name 5 songs of mine. I can't name one song of yours. I just know that one song or that collab that you did with Halle Bailey, but I don't even know the name of that. I couldn't even tell you, y'all. Like, why is that important to being a streamer? We like what? We know the quiz should have been who is my ex? What is the name of my son? That should have been the pop quiz, DDG. But nonetheless, he had weird commentary on how to deal with haters and how you should create fake things and all this and that. And I was like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not featuring this. And then DDG, y'all, he basically had, and I don't know if this was scripted or not, but he took some of the students off campus, right? Off campus to a pub in Akron, y'all. And Kai found out about it and shut it all down. By the time he found that out or whatever, they found out who the snitch was, who paid whose assistant to go do what and everything else. Because that's the thing too. DDG, India Love, Duke Dennis, they all brought their own people as well that does their recordings for them for their live streams. They brought all their team. Their team. Also, I wanted to talk about as well the numbers that rolled in. 23 million people watched. 23 million people tuned in to Streamer University. So nonetheless, you have something, and it said 2,739 years of content watched in the Streamer U category on Twitch. That is insane. That is unheard of. On average, you had 300,000 people watching live. You had on average viewers almost 200,000 people. And at the peak when it first started, I think on the 21st, you had 719,000 viewers, y'all. So it is, in the grand scheme of things, a success. However, I would say I would be more strategic with some of the people that Kai wanted to have to be a part of this, but maybe he was trying to find a balance of some people who were genuinely going to be there to provide the education, provide some cool tips, such as Agent Zero, and then he knew that DDG was going to bring the mess, right? Because DDD showed up late, he was late, he was being goofy and giving goofy advice in his own class, and then the whole love triangle between him, India Love, and Duke Dennis, and I was confused because I'm like, in every other day you're crying on the internet about Halle Bailey and how you can't see your son and all this and all that, but you're up here getting into a that's my ball, that's not your ball type of back and forth. I have never heard that reference before until this weekend with Streamer University, where DDG is referring to, I guess, a love interest in India Love is that's his ball. What? Tell me if y'all been referred to as a ball before. Make it make sense. So it was weird, this back and forth, because you had a situation where, you know, DDG and India Love are flirting, but then India Love, you could tell she's really into Duke Dennis. She like loves his cologne. She loves giving him hugs and all this and that. And then Duke Dennis was, he was having the Riz on, flirting with all these other girls, and India Love got mad. So then when they were out at the pub or whatever, then you have, you know, DDG and India Love give this close for quarters hug or whatever, so that it could try to make Duke Dennis jealous. Like it was just a lot going on. They're talking about going out on a date, DDG and India Love, but then also India Love was talking about having Duke Dennis fly her out. And I'm thinking to myself, is this the same India Love? Like, do y'all know her history? Do y'all know her with the game? Because I'm just trying to figure out, y'all, how y'all want to pick and choose who y'all want to shame, who y'all want to hold to a standard, who y'all want to feel is quote unquote the modern women and the modern woman and what she needs to be like and what she needs to act like. But then when y'all see India Love, all the rules go out the window. And that's why I'm saying all these people who think that they're experts on relationships and love and advice, it's not real life. It's not matching y'all reality, because the way y'all thirsting over India Love, and those of us who really know India Love, like y'all, that she wouldn't fit your criteria of what a modern woman should be. But nonetheless, the way the thirst was going for DDG and Duke Dennis this past weekend for Streamer University says otherwise. And then India is bragging on the fact that she is telling somebody, I think it was a cashier at the cafeteria or something, talking about how dudes have been tricking on her since she was in high school. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the flex that you think it is. Talking about basically famous men are spending all this money on you and you're underage at the time. Like, what's good? And so she's talking about her background being on Tumblr, how that was popping, how she was getting all this free gifts. And so what would happen is whatever dude she was dealing with, she would get extra pairs of tennis shoes, extra pairs of free stuff, and give it to dudes as well. And so I'm just like,
it was just very interesting is what I'll say, to say the least. But I don't know, what was your takeaways? Did any of y'all watch any of the Streamer University? I'm still trying to go through some of the clips because I didn't see everything, because I don't know how some of y'all can sit on these live Twitch streams for hours on end. I don't get it, you guys. But apparently there's an interest for it out there. There's an interest for people to sit here and watch people live on Twitch for 6, 7, 8, 24 hours. There was somebody on YouTube that was, I don't remember their name, but they had a live feed of like all the professors. It was like a screen, it was like a tic-tac-toe of like 9 of the top Twitch accounts that were here for Streamer University. So they had like India Love, they had DDG, they had Kai streams, and they had Agent Zero streams and Duke Dennis streams, and they had it all on the screen, and they were talking about that they are 28 hours in non-stop live streaming. No. Absolutely not, you guys. Absolutely not. So there is that. That is all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this Streamer University? Do you think this is going to be a thing? Do you think this is going to happen more often, more frequently? Do you think it's something going to be once a year? What do you think about Kai Cenat's comments about this not being on a Netflix, on an Amazon Prime, or a Tubi? For that, I have respect for Kai, because Kai really seems about keeping his brand and keeping things original and all that. So for those reasons, I have his respect. Now, what I didn't like is the antics of DDG. I felt DDG could have stayed at home. Even if it was going viral, even if people were interested, my issue is that DDG is, basically pushing a different narrative when it comes to Hallie, when it comes to his son. But now when you're outside, you're really showing your true colors. So there's that. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.